Let's crack on. How are we doing today? My name is Tessa Fife, and I help professionals who've lost their passion for their careers to create freedom by designing the life they choose. Now, have you ever thought, well, why on earth would a professional start a side business at home? Or start a side project at home. I think there's so many reasons actually, but I thought I would just sort of highlight a little bit about my journey for you to see if any of it resonated with you. And I suppose um, I got to a point where uh, my background is in law and I practiced law for quite a while. And I'd been in private practice and then I was in different government departments. And I think it got to about 12 years in. And suddenly, you know, the career that I loved and really, really enjoyed, I just wasn't feeling it anymore. I'd lost that fire in my belly. And I thought, what to do. And it just so happened, I mean, I could have sort of just continued and stuck with it, but it just so happened that I wanted to be true to myself. And I thought, I'm sure there's so many other things I can do that will bring me that joy again, that will bring me that passion again. I had no idea what. So I started a bit of a quest. And not only was I looking for more fulfillment and more passion. But I think also I was looking ultimately for a vehicle that would give me the sort of life that I desired, where I would have more choice, where I could be free, free with my financial situation, free with my time in terms of, how I used it. Um, Free with the way that I chose to work. I wanted that very much so. And I thought I was on track to getting that with my legal career, but I soon realized that actually that really wasn't on the cards. Um, so that was my catalyst, and so yeah, I started to look for something else that was going to make me happy, chasing my joy, if you like, on my quest. And I came to meet a friend of mine introduced me to another friend, and it was at a time where I'd left my legal career and I was considering working within the charitable sector. And I had, in fact, started working in the charitable sector. And I was sort of moving from one charity to another. And, I was just really open to see what was out there. And so I got in, I started to find out a little bit more about the whole concept of being your own boss, having a business that you could run alongside everything else that you were doing, yeah. And it just so happened that the lady who was showing me what she did, because she was doing that and she was a lawyer as well. Um, she was working alongside a company that had some really awesome products, and it turned out that it was all about improving your health, really great wellness products, really great natural products, which and that was very much aligned with where I was at. um, so it was ticking boxes for me, and I thought I would love to have a natural health business. That's very groovy. So I was very keen, and then when I found out that I could have a natural health business, which I could run online, which was, had a global presence, so I could, start small and then scale it up. I found that really, really exciting. Um, so I got started, and I have to say that I got much more than I bargained for in terms of the product. I'd had quite a number of health issues, but generally I was low in energy, and my skin wasn't, fantastic. Um, I had been getting a bit too used to, the pattern of sleeping very little, poor nutrition, snacking, too much caffeine, and, having a lot of antibiotics. Um, and so, my health and vitality was not in a good place, but then also I was unhappy with my work. So it was interesting. I don't call it a coincidence, I call it a God incidence. No such thing as coincidences. That this type of company, this type of product would come into my life. And I have to say, after consuming, there's one particular iconic product which is a drink, and because of the ingredients and the very high purity of the plant product in this drink, I found myself much more energized. My skin was clearing up. I was feeling really great. Um, I was just feeling much better in myself, which was really awesome. And then, of course, I started to learn about some of the other products in the range, which I loved because it was all about skincare, and it was all about cleansing the body, getting into your ideal weight, so weight management. But also there was everyday stuff, and there was stuff for the whole family, stuff for men as well, and really, really good quality product. So I thought, oh, this is genius. And then I realized that actually, when you get involved with a high quality product that's already endorsed by experts, within those particular markets, and sells very well, already you're getting into very good territory for a profitable side project, especially for someone who didn't have a business background. Yeah. So I thought, superb. And it started ticking all of the boxes because, anyone can do it. It's not for everyone, but anyone can get into it. Um, a professional like me, traditional legal background, no business background whatsoever, not business savvy, can get into it. If I can, then really anyone can get into it. And you learn that you can start small. So very you can very quickly start to generate a small income of about 200 to 400 pounds through using the products and sharing the products very conversationally. And as a business owner, you get a massive discount on them anyway. And so you buy it wholesale and you sell it retail. Yeah, so very simple business economics there, business accounting. And you find that you're doing this with integrity because you love them anyway. So very quickly you're sort of growing a small income. But I say 200 to 400 pounds a month extra as a small income. It's not really, is it? I think that's quite significant, especially as it adds up over time, and especially given what's happening with COVID, and so many people have lost their jobs, and they're having to retrain or uh, career pivot, trying their hand at different things just to keep the income coming in. So I thought, fantastic. But if you are doing well at that level, you can then scale up a little bit, and you can, continue to work with the products, but you work with other people who like to do what you're doing. Yeah. So you're growing, you're working as a collective, working as a bit of a team. You're moving together, doing stuff together, which is very cool. And then you can grow your income, if you want to a slightly higher position, so maybe about £800 to £2,000 a month. And then you're really getting into the area of um, a replacement income, aren't you? Because the statistics tell us that the average income now in the UK is about, it's approaching the £30,000 mark. So after tax take home is probably a little bit less than £2,000. So if you're replacing that amount through a side business and you're still working, my goodness, fantastic, right? Not just for yourself, but bringing that into the family, the household income. So there are streams to do that, but then also if you enjoy that, you get on with that, you like it, you can stay there, but then you can also scale up even more. And so you then build sort of um, independent, freestanding businesses with other people. Yeah, you're partnering. Everybody's still using and sharing the products, but then you're also partnering and building freestanding businesses with others. And of course, you can do that in your home country, or you can do it globally because, as I said, the company has a global presence. So then, things can get very exciting. And you can quite easily replace your full-time professional career income. So I like that. I like that as a vehicle. I like that as an alternative or as a complementary path. It's bringing in that flexibility and that freedom, which, as I said, for me was one of those very key things that I wanted more of. But it's also a company that has a lot of fun. The ethos I like. It's very positive minded. It's all about personal development and encouraging and helping others. So I like that because that resonates with my personal values. Um, and as a former lawyer, I don't know if as a lawyer you're ever a former lawyer, but as a lawyer, integrity is very important to me. So I want to have something that I'm proud of, and I am. I'm very proud of my side business, and may it continue to grow. It's lovely when you can then get involved in some of the other fun things that come along with it. The training's great, everything's done online, and as I said, you can build your business in the UK and in other countries wherever you are working with other people who want to do what you're doing, and you can have fun with it. Yeah, so lots of goodies and incentives, and you can get a nice all expenses paid 5-star holiday, because there's one on offer every year. You just work your business towards that. And there are lots of other nice things. Some people have cars paid for them, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great environment. So, in answer to the question that I posed at the beginning, why would a professional start a side business? For me, it's kind of a no brainer, even though I had the intent to go on a quest to search for my joy. But as part of that, and I'm still on that quest, because I think as I learn more about myself, the learning is lifelong, isn't it? You become a lifelong learner and you start to really love what you do, and then opportunities open up, and it's never one or two dimensional. There's always so many things happening. So, I see myself as someone who has become an entrepreneur and getting into multiple streams and multiple avenues, and it's great fun. But um had I seen that for myself when I started this journey those years ago, I hadn't. So I thought it would be helpful just to give a little bit of a sort of chat and an outlook for someone who's looking at it now at the very beginning. It's a fun journey. I love it. I have to say, though, my goodness, um, I really hadn't banked on feeling the way that I feel in terms of my levels of health. Yes, my lifestyle has changed a lot. Um, I'm no longer in a incredibly stressful, intense working environment. My mindset has changed. I have grown as a person in my spiritual practice. Um, a lot, yeah. So there have been lots of changes in my life. Um, but the more I understand about my physiology, about vitality, about how energy is generated in my cells, and the more I'm conscious about that, the more I realize how good the products are and the impact they have had on my quality of life. I love the fact that my skin's always glowing. And I'm constantly asked questions about it. I mean, that's pretty cool. Um, and and yeah, I am far healthier now in my 40s than I was at all in my 20s or 30s. So I feel very grateful, but I feel empowered because I'm having very good nutrition, and balancing my life a lot more. So it's a holistic approach. But there we are. So if anything in this video resonates with you, I hope you found it interesting, and thank you for taking the time to listen. But if any of what I've said resonates with you, and maybe you're a professional and you're thinking, that's kind of ringing a few bells for me, it's a little bit interesting, I'd like to know more, then comment down below and say, hey, Tessa, let's have a chat. I'd like to know a bit more, and I'd be happy to share some more with you. It's not for everyone, but again, I live my life being very open, and I think had I not been open at that time, I may have missed the boat, and what a travesty that would have been. So I wouldn't want that to be the case for anyone else. Send me a direct message as well if you want to connect and find out a bit more. And as I said, my name is Tessa Fife, and I help professionals who've lost their passion for their careers to create freedom by designing the life they choose. Connect with me more on my blog, tessafife.com, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Take care. Bye.